Why did some ancient creatures survive a massive extinction event while others didn't? Take pterosaurs and birds, for example. Both faced the same catastrophic asteroid impact millions of years ago, but only one group made it through. What gave birds the edge over these prehistoric flying giants? Well, let's find out. 66 million years ago, Earth had a really rough day. An enormous asteroid hit what we now call the Yucatan Peninsula, causing one of the worst extinction events ever. This catastrophe wiped out the dinosaurs, but they weren't the only ones who disappeared. We also lost the coil-shelled squid relatives known as ammonites, seagoing lizards called mosasaurs, and a whole bunch of other creatures, including the bizarre and sometimes huge flying pterosaurs. Now, even though pterosaurs aren't dinosaurs, they often get mixed up with them because of their scary, leathery wings and fearsome appearance. But ask any paleontologist or dinosaur-loving kid, and they'll tell you that pterosaurs are a different group altogether. Their evolutionary story stretches back over 220 million years, completely separate from dinosaurs. And unlike birds, which are actually flying dinosaurs, pterosaurs don't have any living descendants today. Pterosaurs were the first vertebrates to figure out powered flight, soaring through the skies long before birds ever did. These Mesozoic sky masters had wings made of skin, stretched out to the end of an incredibly long fourth finger. They came in all sizes, from tiny sparrow-like flyers to giants like Quetzalcoatlus, which could stand as tall as a giraffe when on the ground. But what happened to these impressive flyers? And how did birds survive while pterosaurs went extinct? Even though they disappeared around the same time as the T-Rex and Triceratops, their extinction hasn't gotten as much attention. Scientists believe the same ecological fallout that wiped out the non-avian dinosaurs also did in the last of the pterosaurs. Everyone knows what a bird is, and pretty much everyone knows what a dinosaur is. But not everyone realizes that birds actually evolved from dinosaurs around 160 million years ago. For about 100 million years, birds and dinosaurs coexisted. Birds descended from a specific group of dinosaurs called dromaeosaurs, or running lizards, which were a family of feathered theropod dinosaurs, including the famous velociraptor. Then, 66 million years ago, an asteroid hit Earth off the coast of what is now Mexico, leading to the extinction of dinosaurs. However, some birds survived. Why did they make it when the dinosaurs didn't? Scientists who specialize in bird evolution are like detectives, piecing together fossils and other clues to understand why birds weren't wiped out too. They have some theories, but no definite answers yet. However, today's birds don't have teeth. Instead, they have beaks or bills in all sorts of shapes and sizes for eating and drinking. But back in dinosaur times, some birds actually had teeth, while others didn't. After the asteroid struck Earth, all the toothed birds went extinct, but many of the toothless ones survived. Some scientists think not having teeth might have been their key to survival. Fossils of early toothless birds show they could eat more plant-based foods like nuts, fruits, and seeds, so they didn't rely as much on eating other animals as their toothed counterparts did. This dietary difference may have given them a big advantage after the asteroid impact. When the asteroid hit, it caused massive tsunamis and earthquakes, and a giant heat pulse sparked enormous wildfires near the impact site. In the following months, huge amounts of dust filled the atmosphere, blocking sunlight and making it hard for plants to grow. With fewer plants, plant-eating animals had much less food, leading to many extinctions, which in turn affected the animals that preyed on them. Food became scarce for everyone, including birds. However, if you were a bird that could peck the ground and find buried seeds or nuts, you had a better chance of surviving. This ability to find food in tough conditions might have made all the difference for these toothless birds. Compared to animals, plants have a leg up when it comes to surviving mass extinctions. Plant seeds can lie dormant in the soil for many years. After the Capege mass extinction, conditions weren't great for plant growth, but seeds could just wait it out in their dormant state until things improved. This likely explains why plants didn't suffer as much as animals during the extinction. Forests and other plants can regrow from seeds even after decades of dormancy. Animals, on the other hand, can't generally survive in dormant states for that long. Most animal groups took millions of years to bounce back from the mass extinction, while plants recovered much faster. On the flip side, while pterosaurs may have initially survived like birds, they never really recovered. Scientists aren't 100% sure why, but they think several factors could be involved, with a major one likely being the difference in size between birds and pterosaurs. Pterosaurs, being the first to take to the skies, established themselves in many ecological niches. They evolved into both large and small forms. However, over time, they specialized more and more to become apex predators. This specialization might have made it harder for them to adapt and survive after the mass extinction event. For a long time, this size difference was beneficial for pterosaurs, since birds couldn't compete head-to-head. However, when the asteroid hit, the tables turned. The aftermath of the impact was harsher on larger animals, who struggled to find food and shelter from the elements. On the other hand, birds with their smaller bodies could venture into more protected areas like marshlands and thick brush to escape some of the lethal conditions. Their smaller size also played a crucial role in the post-apocalyptic world, as they required less energy to survive, which was a big advantage when resources were extremely scarce. On the other hand, surviving pterosaurs had a tough time. By the end of the Cretaceous, the giant pterosaur family known as Adaptability was the most common and widespread. Many of these pterosaurs, like Hatzegopteryx, were enormous and needed a lot of calories, which were hard to come by after the asteroid impact. Not all pterosaurs were giants, but even the smaller ones of the late Cretaceous were still pretty big, with wingspans ranging from about 1.5 to 2 meters, 5 to 7 feet. That's roughly the size of the largest birds of all time. Additionally, the pterosaurs likely struggled after the initial devastation due to their lack of diversity, while birds had an advantage here. Interestingly, there are actually more known types of pterosaurs from the Mesozoic, 268, compared to 263 known species of birds from that era. As a result of their greater diversity, Cretaceous birds had a wide range of diets and habitats, which gave them an edge over pterosaurs. Pterosaurs didn't diversify as much, so when ecosystems changed after the asteroid impact, birds were more likely to find a suitable habitat. This flexibility is shown by the pollen changes around the KT boundary, which suggest a major deforestation event. While this wiped out many tree-dwelling animals, birds that lived on the ground could adapt better to a world dominated by ferns. Birds also had a dietary advantage. After the impact, insects, seeds, and nuts were among the most available foods. Birds with small, tough beaks could easily eat these items, unlike pterosaurs, which had larger beaks and were not suited for picking up small food. Although some late Cretaceous birds still had teeth, as we talked about this earlier, most had lost them, allowing them to eat a variety of small, hard foods. Pterosaurs, on the other hand, were mostly toothless and had beaks that weren't designed for such tasks. Birds were also able to eat meat and fish thanks to their strong beaks and gizzards. Their gizzards, a special part of their stomach, could grind up food like meat and small invertebrates. This gave birds a wide range of food options that pterosaurs couldn't match. Another factor was intelligence. Birds are among the smartest animals, with relatively large brains and the ability to use tools like crows do. This intelligence may have helped them make smarter decisions and adapt to the tough conditions after the impact. Pterosaurs' intelligence isn't well understood, and they might not have been as smart as birds. Some theories suggest that birds inherited their brain power from their dinosaur ancestors, while pterosaurs came from less brainy archosaurs. So, next time you spot a bird soaring through the sky, You might just be witnessing the legacy of those ancient survivors who outlasted their prehistoric competitors. Curious to learn more about how other creatures survived, or didn't survive, major extinction events? Hit that like button, subscribe for more fascinating insights, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What extinct species do you want to explore next?